Introduction to just index cards. The concept of an index card is simple. Most everyone knows what an index card is and can visualize it. Whether it's a single card, stack of cards, colored cards, or cards organized in a box. Cards can be put in columns and moved from one to another. The use of index cards evokes a certain freedom and creativity. Just a few uses of physical index cards may include customer notes, collecting and managing sales leads, project customer to-dos, business to-dos, personal to-dos, goals, self-affirmations, general notes. What is Just Index Cards? Just Index Cards is an app of just that, index cards that are deeply integrated with QuickBooks. It's a tool to help organize and prioritize small business activities. It's a great first step as a CRM. It's easy to learn and understand and will not break the bank. As a business app, Just Index Cards is unique in that it's not a standalone. It must be used in conjunction with QuickBooks. Why, might you ask? First, one of the main uses of Just Index Cards is a lightweight CRM. This means that each card can be associated with a customer and/or project. The app needs to allow for interaction with customer contact info, sales transactions, and even entering time associated with a customer. It allows you to track a sales lead, and once the sale is made, the lead is converted to a QuickBooks customer. A very large number of small businesses use QuickBooks. QuickBooks holds all sorts of data about your business and customers. This makes QuickBooks a great single source of truth. So, rather than building and maintaining a separate database of customers, transactions, etc., adding cost and complexity to Just Index Cards, we decided that Just Index Cards would embrace QuickBooks as a source of truth for customer and project data. Using QuickBooks' secure API, we are able to access QuickBooks data in real time. Using this approach, we've created a system that works in conjunction with QuickBooks and has most of the functionality of larger, complicated, and costly CRM systems. Why do you need Just Index Cards? JIC, for short, gives you the ability to keep things organized in a simple and prioritized manner. As a small business, you need a way to track sales leads, you need a way to visualize your sales pipeline, communicate with your accounting team needs to communicate with you, you need to record interactions with your customers, organize and share your thoughts about your business, know what to do next without letting things fall through the cracks, see what's involved in completing a project, delegating work to other team members, know if a customer's account is current, a way to organize projects, traffic comp for everything in your business. JIC is easy to learn and maintain. JIC is very affordable. JIC is specially designed with small businesses and small teams in mind. Is Just Index Cards extendable? Yes, JIC has an ever-expanding public API with endpoints for creating and editing index cards, creating and editing leads, retrieving lists of index cards, retrieving lists of leads. JIC has an integration on Zapier that allows you to connect JIC to lots of other apps. And we are working hard to bring JIC to mobile and tablet with native apps for iOS and Android. If you'd like to participate in beta testing our native apps, just let us know. Just Index Cards, with its integration to QuickBooks, is a complete but basic and simple CRM. We can't say this was our original intent. However, things evolve. There are a great number of CRMs in the market, not to mention the custom-built ones. As a rule, they are feature-rich, but tend to be complicated to implement and customize, and they are costly. As things evolved, we made the decision that Just Index Cards would have as few moving parts as possible and cater to small businesses that use QuickBooks, especially those that are in need of customer management, sales tracking, and time management, but not yet ready to make the huge investment in time, money, and energy it takes to get started with an enterprise CRM. It's our hope that Just Index cards will serve as a mile marker in your business journey. If by using Just Index cards, your business grows to the point of needing that complex CRM, we will have succeeded in our mission to assist you in growing your business. And hopefully, you will share that experience with other potential Just Index card customers. What follows is a high-level overview of Just Index card and offers enough detail to get you started. For a more in-depth look at specific concepts with a few tips and tricks, we continue to add how-to videos and blog posts through our YouTube channel and website. If you'd like a personalized demo, click the Schedule a Demo link, or maybe you'd rather join us for one of our regular Zoom meetings. Anatomy of an index card. Starting at the top left, we have a card's priority, type, and status. Also, if a card has a due date, it shows here in the shortened version. This line is for the card title. In this area is the card's description. At the bottom left are the customer and project. If a card is associated with a QuickBooks customer and/or project, it shows here. You can click on the customer or project to be taken to that customer or project page. In the upper right-hand corner, a dark triangle will display if the card is dog-eared. Just above the icons, if a user is associated with a card, a shortened version of the username will show here. Before looking at the icons, let's look at the back of the card. On the upper left of the card, click and hold to show the card back. Here you'll see full username, complete due date, show date, created date, and last date modified. Now, the icons in the lower right, from right to left. Clicking Edit opens the card in its edit window. Clicking the link icon, if shown, opens the link in a new browser tab. Clicking Copy opens the Create Card window as a clone of the card. Clicking Done changes the card status to Done and then refreshes your card list. Clicking Toggle Dog Ear toggles dog ear on and off and refreshes your card list. Clicking +1 adds 1 day to the show date and refreshes your card list. Setup. Throughout this introduction to Just Index cards, I will present enough information to get you started using JIC. However, in this clip, I'm going to show you how easy it is to create and set up a JIC account. I'll also show you the priority list of index cards. In the previous clip, you saw the anatomy of an individual index card. Before I show you a list of cards, we'll need to first create and set up a new account. You'll do that by navigating to the Just Index Card app card on the QuickBooks App Store at apps.com. You can also get to our app card by clicking on Start Free Trial on our website. On the app card, click the Get App Now button. This will take you through a series of steps. These will include authorizing JIC to access your QuickBooks data, and once authorized, will create a new account and log you in. You will receive an email welcoming you to JIC, informing you of your starting password and a link to confirm your email. Please take a moment to confirm your email address. Confirming your email address enables the Forgot Password feature. Once you've gotten your new JIC account, setup is a breeze. In fact, there is no setup. Your account is ready to use. You can see here your customer list is already populated. Let's take a look at the priority page. It's your go-to page to see your cards. The cards are displayed in priority order and are filtered in accordance with the filter settings here at the bottom of the page. The current filter is described here in the filter explanation. These filter settings are the default for the priority page. Making a filtering change is simple. Let's say I no longer want my Rocks cards to show in my list. Click the delete icon here. Notice the filter description is updated. Now click Apply. Your list is updated and no longer contains rock cards. Right now, if you were to navigate to the priority page again, you'll notice that the default filter is applied and rocks are displayed. You can, however, save your filter settings by clicking here. Now, the next time you navigate to the priority page, your saved filter settings will be applied. I will cover filter settings in a bit more depth later in this overview. Looking here, I can see the total number of cards after the filter is applied and control the number of cards displayed. Clicking here pages through cards. Here's a tip. The cards are intended to be roughly the size of a 3x5 index card. Your computer resolution determines the actual size of a card. However, you can control this by zooming in or out. Navigating in just index cards. Side menu. You access the side menu by clicking on the hamburger. That reveals the side menu. As a rule, this menu contains lesser used links such as account and user management. It's always hidden by default. Main menu. The main menu gives you access to all app areas. Working from left to right, Priority Cards takes you to the main card page with a default filter. The drop-down menu to the right of Priority Cards is a tree of links to various card pages and grid view pages with predetermined base filters. Customers takes you to your list of active customers. The list is pulled directly from QuickBooks. From this list, clicking on a specific customer takes you to the customer page. Projects is similar to customers and takes you to your list of active projects. The list is pulled directly from your list of QuickBooks projects. It's worthwhile here to note that Projects is a QuickBooks feature only available in the QuickBooks versions QuickBooks Plus and QuickBooks Advanced. Leads takes you to your open leads. The drop-down menu just to the right of Leads is a list of links to lead pages with specified base filters. Add Time brings up a time creation window to add a time activity to QuickBooks. The drop-down menu just to the right of Add Time is a list of links to grid view pages of time activities with specified base filters. These time activities are pulled directly from QuickBooks in real time. More has links to add a new QuickBooks customer and force list refresh. Creating regular cards. You create a card by completing the desired information in the Create Index Card window and clicking Save and Close. Let's take a look around the options. Title and description are self-explanatory. Link. Here you can add a URL. If this field is populated, then the link icon will appear on the card. Now, let's look at priority, status, color, and type. You can change the selection by clicking the drop-down icon and selecting your desired choice. I'd like to add a note here because this question seems to come up. The available choices are not customizable in the standard app. The reason being, it makes Just Index Cards a simpler app. That being said, we do offer a totally customizable version of Just Index Cards. Contact us if you're interested. Returning to the creation window. Clicking the drop-down icon on the customer or project fields will bring up a list of QuickBooks customers or projects. You can just select one, or you can click in the field and start typing to open a filtered list. Likewise, a user can be chosen. The date fields Due Date and Show Date can be chosen by clicking the calendar icon and choosing a date, or by clicking on the date and directly editing. Neither date field is required, so you can remove the date and leave it blank. Editing the checkbox fields are self-explanatory, but I'll explain their particular use. Dog-eared will add a dark triangle to the upper right corner and will affect the priority sort order. More on that later. When a card is marked as archived, it will no longer show on any card list except lists of archived and recent cards. Marking a card as template will cause the card to be included in a list of template cards, and when a template card is copied, it will not be marked as template in the copy. That covers the card creation window for regular cards. You open a card creation window by clicking the copy link as shown in the previous clip, or by using the card creation bar. On the right-hand side of the card creation bar, the buttons General, Personal, and Work Order will open a regular card creation window, and Lead will open a lead creation window. We will look at lead creation a bit later in this clip. The reason that there are multiple buttons is that the various buttons will open the window with different defaults. The hope is that you'll be able to quickly create a card. For example, clicking Personal will default to Type Personal, Priority Schedule, Status To Do, and Color Dark Gray. User is always defaulted to the logged in user, and both Due Date and Show Date always default to Today. In this way, you can quickly create a personal card by clicking Personal, adding a title, maybe a few details, and then Save and Close. It's now on your list. The General button opens up the window with more generic defaults. Maybe this card is going to be for doing your monthly invoicing. Rather than just accept the defaults, we can change the priority to ASAP. The status remains To Do. We set the color to light green, leave the type General, and change the show date to the first day of the month, and the due date 2 days later, then Save and Close. Clicking Work Order has defaults similar to Personal, but a different color. The other choices on the card creation bar allow you to create a card without opening a creation window. Simply type a title for your card, choose the priority, and click the Quick button. A card is created with your title and general defaults, except the color is blue. When you're on a customer or project page, the card creation bar is similar with a few exceptions. The window opens with the customer already selected, and there is an interaction button that opens the window with the defaults Type Interaction, Color Gray, and Status Done. This allows you to quickly log a customer interaction. That gives you an overview of creating regular cards. In the next clip, we're going to look at creating leads. Creating leads. Now let's look at the lead creation window. The lead creation window comes in two flavors: leads that are and are not associated with an existing customer. Leads not associated with a customer we consider as a potential customer, and leads associated with a customer we consider as potential follow-on work. The two windows differ in that the contact information fields are not available if the customer is pre-selected. At the top of the window is where you add the potential customer's contact information. This information will be used to create a new QuickBooks customer when the lead is converted to a customer. The contact information fields are self-explanatory. In the description field, you can describe what problems need to be solved or products and services the lead is interested in. Possibly the most important field is the mutually agreed upon next step towards a closed sale. If the next step is unknown, this lead is likely not going anywhere. Priority is used the same as on regular cards. Setting the probability is used in sales forecasting and reporting. Likewise, source can help you determine your best lead sources. Estimated value is used to predict your future sales volume. For example, what is the estimated value of all leads with hot probability? The other fields are the same as on regular cards with the addition of Convert to Customer. When Convert to Customer is checked and the lead is saved, the contact information will be used to create a new QuickBooks customer, and the lead will be associated with this customer. This is typically done if the lead has become a customer or if a QuickBooks estimate needs to be created. Clicking the Create Lead button from a customer page opens the lead creation window with the customer already selected, and clicking the Lead button anywhere else opens the lead creation window without the customer selected. When we create a new lead, the resulting index card is slightly different in that the title and description area is formatted from the lead fields and the icon choices are limited. Editing cards. I've gone into creating cards in a bit of depth. For editing cards, I'm going to shorten it up since editing is very similar to creating cards. To edit a card, simply click on the Edit Card icon and the Edit Card window opens. You make your desired changes, then click Save and Close. The window will close and refresh your list. This is the same whether it's a regular card or a lead. I'd like to add here that certain colors are predetermined for certain card types and for leads. A lead is always green. A card with a type of opportunity will always be green. A card with a type of work order will always be orange. A card with a type of personal will always be dark gray. For these types, in the edit window, the color can be changed. However, when a card is saved, the color change will not be saved for cards with the mentioned types. This does not prevent you from using these colors with other card types. For example, a general card can be set to orange. Priority sort order. When viewing a card list, the cards are always shown in the Just Index Cards priority sort order. They are ordered first by priority, then by dog-eared, then by due date, then by last modified. For example, by choosing the priority, whether the card is dog-eared, and setting or not setting a due date allows you to determine where the card falls within the list. A card has another date, show date. This field does not affect the priority order, but is helpful in filtering cards. More on filtering in the next clip. Understanding and getting comfortable with this priority order is one of the keys to getting the most from Just Index cards. Another example is when you quickly want to move a card up the list. Simply click Toggle Dog-eared, and the card will move to the front of the cards with the same priority. With a little experience, you will become an old hat at prioritizing your cards. Filtering. When viewing a card list, the cards shown are affected by how the cards are filtered. The cards are first filtered by a base filter, and then further filtered by the filter settings shown on the screen. For example, this page is first filtered by the cards that are type work order and not archived. You can further filter cards using the filter settings here at the bottom of the screen. You will notice that this screen has a default filter of showing cards where the status is not equal to done. You can remove this filter by clicking here and then clicking Apply. Now, all cards show. That is, all cards that are not filtered out by the base filter. As discussed in the previous clip, the cards remain in priority order. You can also save the filter settings, and your settings will be used the next time this page loads. Please note that saved filter settings are being saved in your browser memory. If you go to a different computer or browser, the filter setting will be the original default. Filtering cards is a very important concept and another key to getting the most out of Just Index cards. In this short demo, I've gone over the basics of filtering cards. I encourage you to watch our in-depth how-to video on filtering cards. Card grids. So far in this introduction to Just Index cards, we've been focusing on card lists. JIC also has card grid view pages as an alternative. These display card data in interactive grids that are feature-packed with the ability to filter, group, sort, resize, reorder, and show and hide columns. You can navigate to a grid view by clicking on the drop-down to the right of priority cards and choosing grid view options. Note this link to more grid view options. Let's choose Open Index cards. These pages have a base filter applied and the resulting data is available for further manipulation. In this case, the base filter is open cards that are not archived and have a status other than on deck or done. These grid views are best used to search as well as organize and manage cards. The icons here in this column function the same as on a card. Simply click the Edit icon and the Edit Card window opens. Back to the grid view. There really is a lot of flexibility here. Looking at a grid view of open leads, we can show the columns for source and estimate and hide the columns for contact info and description to give us more real estate. Let's also remove the group by status and instead group by probability. You can see the estimate column contains summed amounts. There is a summed amount for the group as well as the total. I can quickly see the total estimated value of open leads, and specifically, since the leads are grouped by probability, I can quickly see the value of hot leads. You might always want to see the data like this when you return to this screen. So we will save these grid settings, and now this will be our new default. Let's look at another example. Choosing the Recent Grid View page, this is a special page. It shows all cards in the last modified order, starting with the most recently modified. I can certainly group by, but what I want to demonstrate here is filtering and sorting. Also, we can use filtering as a way to search. Let's start with that. Let's say I'm looking for a card that has the word bank in the title. I type bank in the quick filter box and hit return. This will display all cards that contain the word bank in the title. By clicking the column header, the data will be sorted by that column, and clicking again will reverse the sort order. Clicking on another column will further sort the data where this column is the second sort. We can even filter for a date range. First, let's show the date created column. Now click the vertical 3-dot icon. We can set a beginning date and an ending date, and then filter. Now our data is filtered for that date range. In this clip, I've shown just a few ways to use the grid features. To get a more in-depth look at grid features, check out our how-to video. If you'd like a personalized demo, simply click the scheduled demo link, or maybe you'd rather join us for one of our regular Zoom meetings. Archived cards. In the last clip, I introduced the recent grid. In this clip, I want to emphasize that the recent grid is a page to locate cards that have recently been edited or created. Of particular interest, if a star icon appears in the icon column, that indicates that the card is archived and will not show in your card list. You can edit the card to remove it from the archive. In addition to the recent card grid, you can click here to get a list of all archived cards. Users. To add a user, open the side menu, click Manage, then click Company Users. Type in the new user's email address and click Add User. You can add an unlimited number of users to your JustIndex card account. Each user has full access to your account with the exception of adding and editing users. If you'd like a specific user to have the ability to add and edit users, simply click and make them an admin. Customer Management. Clicking on Customers brings you to the Customer List page. This page is a grid view of your customers. This data is pulled directly from QuickBooks. You can search this list the same as any other grid. Once you've located your customer, clicking on the customer will take you to the Customer page. Once on this page, you can quickly access everything related to this customer. When the page first loads, it'll be on the Index Card tab. This tab displays all cards associated with this customer in our standard priority order with a default filter that excludes all cards with a done status. The basic card features are the same. Just to the left of the Index Card tab is Grid Cards. This displays the card data in column format. You can manipulate the data the same as any other grid. By default, the grid is grouped by priority and includes all cards except archived. Just to the right of the Index Card tab is Notes. This is directly connected to the customer notes from QuickBooks. To update the notes, simply click Save, and changes will be persisted to QuickBooks. To the right is Estimates. This is a grid view of a customer's estimates from QuickBooks. Click on View as a PDF to bring up the estimate form as it exists in QuickBooks. To the right of Estimates is Transactions. This is a grid view of a customer's sales receipts, invoices, and credit memos from QuickBooks. The same as Estimates, clicking on the View as a PDF brings up the transaction form as it exists in QuickBooks. The last tab here is Time Activities. This is a grid view of a customer's time activities from QuickBooks. If the status is not has been billed, there's a link, and clicking the link pops up a form to edit the time activity. Saving will persist your changes directly to QuickBooks. From a customer page, creating new cards is the same, with the exception that the customer is pre-filled. Also, clicking on Add Time will have the customer pre-filled. Clicking Edit brings up a form to edit the customer's contact information. And of course, this is saved directly to QuickBooks. Project Management. I'm not going to go into detail about projects here, other than it's basically the same as customer management. Clicking Projects brings up the projects list, and clicking on a project brings up the project page. This page has basically the same features as a customer page. Again, if you'd like a personalized demo, click the Schedule a Demo link, or maybe you'd rather join us for one of our regular Zoom meetings. Sales leads. Adding sales leads to the mix makes Just Index Cards a complete CRM. Adding and editing a lead is as simple as creating a card. Clicking Lead from most anywhere will bring up the lead entry form. Note that the fields are different from other cards. Complete the appropriate contact information, add a description, add a next step. This is likely the most important field. Choose a probability, source, and estimate. These fields are very useful for grouping and reporting on leads. By clicking on the Leads link, you'll be taken to the Open Leads page. On this tab, it shows the leads as a card list in our standard priority order. Clicking this tab is a grid view. The leads can be manipulated to best suit your needs. For example, if you expose the estimate column and group the leads by probability, you can quickly see a simple sales forecast by probability. Converting to a customer. By clicking the checkbox Convert to Customer and then Save and Close, the contact information will be used to create a new QuickBooks customer and automatically associate the card with that customer. When creating a new lead, you have the choice to associate it with an existing customer. If a lead is associated with a customer, the lead contact information is replaced with a link to the customer page, and when the card is open to edit, the contact information and Convert to Customer fields no longer show. Time tracking. When we talk about time tracking, what we mean is creating time activities that are saved directly in QuickBooks. Working with time activities in Just Index Cards is the same as working with time activities in QuickBooks. Each time activity is coded to an employee or vendor, as well as can be coded to a customer, QuickBooks item, and QuickBooks class. Adding a new time activity is very straightforward. Simply click Add Time and the time activity form pops up. Input the appropriate information and save and close. Your time activity is saved directly in QuickBooks. Clicking the drop-down beside Add Time and choosing This Week. This grid view is a list of all time activities for this week pulled directly from QuickBooks. You can click here to bring up a time activity in an edit window. Make any changes, then save and close. The time activity is saved directly in QuickBooks and the list is refreshed. Note, the Edit button is not available for time activities that have been billed. Using the grid features demonstrated earlier, you can do things like group by a customer, and then filter out all not associated with a customer. Now you can see the number of hours spent on each customer. Likewise, you can group by employee and see the hours that employee worked. Next steps. Create a free 7-day trial account. If 7 days isn't long enough, just contact us. We're happy to extend it. If you'd like a personalized demo, click the Schedule a Demo link. Also, whether you're an existing user or considering JIC, we hold regular open Zoom meetings. The schedule is on our website. Thank you for your interest in JIC.